Welcome to Graceful Exposure. This may allow the Young Thug trial to take a different turn in the downward spiral of Fani Willis. Watch this.
Elected District Attorney of Fulton County, Fani Willis, who is going to step down.
Fani Willis to resign.
First, we begin with a ruling and a resignation in Fulton County, Georgia.
A costly win for Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis.
On May 15th, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis received a letter from the United States Senate highlighting her misuse of $500,000 for a youth empowerment and gang prevention center and $2 million for the sexual assault kit initiative. Instead, she spent those funds on traveling, airfare, hotels, rental cars, and conference expenses, leaving women alone in a vulnerable state of fear and depriving our youth of the resources that could help dismantle the school-to-prison pipeline. There have been several disturbing lawsuits filed against Fani Willis, including that of the ACLU for violating constitutional rights of people, leaving them incarcerated for too long without formal charges. This continues to serve as an issue in our already overcrowded jail, where several people have died because of the conditions there. This district attorney continuously raises red flags about misusing money intended to help protect us here in Fulton County for her own personal travel. In fact, she spent over $18,000 of her campaign funds on travel expenses, leaving me to debate an empty podium instead of showing up to answer the tough questions of the people of Fulton County. The role of the district attorney is to protect the community in which it serves, not to steal resources intended to help rape victims and our youth. We need to get the office back on track, protecting the families of Fulton County and ensuring that victims get the justice they deserve. We need to show up for our youth, not deprive them of the resources that can help change their lives for the better. In light of potential prosecution and disbarment, I respectfully ask Fani Willis to resign, effective immediately.
Among the most notable races is for Fulton County District Attorney. Fani Willis is up for re-election. She, of course, has been front and center leading the prosecution in the election interference case.
An Ohio congressman accuses Fulton County DA Fani Willis and her prosecution of Donald Trump of being part of a conspiracy to affect the next election, the 2024 presidential election.
There are new appeals against the decision allowing Fulton County DA Fani Willis to stay on the 2020 election interference case. Last week, the Georgia Court of Appeals agreed to hear an appeal from former President Donald Trump against that ruling that allowed Willis to stay on the case.
The conspiracy is they thought that Fani Willis and Nathan Wade had both met with the president and the vice president to discuss this strategy to come against Trump. And both of them may have allegedly been looking for brownie points from the Democrats. They also probably were looking for the Democrats to back them up, put it like that. Well, Nathan Wade resigned, so he's no longer getting that money. And Fani Willis is under fire right now. So now they're asking for her head on a chopping block. To put it plainly, the running mate that's running against her says she didn't show up to debate him, and he's asking for her resignation. So it just remains to be seen what's going to happen next. But the way it looks is that this thing that's going on with Fani Willis is not getting any better. And they're asking for her resignation, and that is a statement that was made. I just wanted to mention that they both did visit at the same time. Was this something that was concocted by Nathan Wade? It remains to be seen. Watch this face. This face is the whistleblower that came forward and said that she had a problem with someone named Curry, that was her boss, supervisor, who wanted to get some computers there were Apple products. She used that for a reason to say that she needed to cover for the coming DA, that he's not supposed to be spending money on those things. She sounds like somebody that was into something that she had no business being into, kind of like a nosy person. She even has the glasses kind of like that. That's a little sidebar that I just added in there. But you know, you have those type of people. And this situation very well makes her be able to possibly get her job back, possibly be in a position for a lawsuit, but it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. But I believe that it started from this and went on to something else. And I'll talk about that later and you can give your comments. But in the meantime, I want you to study this face and go back and do your own research and watch her on Atlanta News 11, I believe, and you will see her testifying before the Senate committee and the things that she said were going on. And she keeps mentioning that she didn't want it to backfire or look bad on the DA, that she didn't think the DA knew about it. But who's running their ship that doesn't know what's going on underneath them in their own camp? There isn't a DA that is an attorney that I would believe that would not know that whatever's going on underneath her. And probably, she probably felt like the nerve of this person to keep going up the ladder and disregard her seniority and try to say that something else should be going on that shouldn't have been. And it started out with simple computers. It didn't necessarily get to who enrolled in the school that were not students from the Fulton County area that I know, but I haven't done all the research. But I would believe that these gentlemen that are asking the questions, I'm sure, are not looking at one side and not the other. So she blamed it on her appearance. She said that was talked about. Anyway, just watch this face just for a little while, and I'll come back with more commentary.
We need to get the office back on track, protecting the families of Fulton County and ensuring that victims get the justice they deserve. We need to show up for our youth, not deprive them of the resources that can help change their lives for the better. In light of potential prosecution and disbarment, I respectfully ask Fani Willis to resign, effective immediately.
Of course, you know, this is graceful exposure.